Welcome to my channel. Let me ask you a question. What if I told you there's a simple way to learn English that works better than classes, textbooks, or grammar rules? A way that feels natural and even fun? In this video, I will show you my simple way to learn English. It's not about being perfect. It's about being smart. Stay with me until the end. You might never study English the same way again. Chapter 1. How I failed at English. And what I did next. For many years, I wanted to speak English. I tried everything I could. I studied grammar. I memorized long vocabulary lists. I watched English movies with subtitles. I repeated phrases from English books. But there was one big problem. I couldn't speak. Yes, I knew the rules. I could understand many words. I could read and write simple English. But when I had to speak with someone, my mind went blank. My heart beat fast. My mouth stayed shut. I remember one time clearly. I met a tourist in my city. He asked me, "Can you help me find the train station?" And I froze. I knew what he said. I understood the question. But I couldn't speak. I only smiled and pointed with my hand. After that day, I felt very bad. I asked myself, why can't I speak English? I have studied for years. I have passed exams. I know the grammar. What is wrong with me? I thought the problem was me. Maybe I was not smart enough. Maybe I was too old. Maybe I would never speak English. But deep inside, I didn't want to give up. I wanted to try again. So I searched for more videos. I looked for new books. I followed English teachers online. And I started again. More grammar, more lessons, more phrases. But the result was the same. I still couldn't speak. That's when I started to feel tired. I felt like I was working so hard, but I was going nowhere. I began to lose hope. And then one day, I had a strange thought. I was sitting in a park, watching a little girl play with her father. She was maybe 2 or 3 years old. She said a few simple words in her native language. "Look, Papa," and "bird," and "again." She was smiling, laughing, talking, not perfect, but happy. And it hit me. That little girl never studied grammar. She never memorized word lists. She just listened. She copied what she heard. She repeated. She made mistakes, but she didn't care. She was learning with joy, not fear. In that moment, something changed in my mind. I asked myself, why am I trying to learn English like a school subject? Why not learn it like a baby learns their first language? Slowly, naturally, without pressure. This was my aha moment. It was small but powerful. I realized I was learning English the hard way, the unnatural way. I was learning with rules first and speech last. But children do the opposite. They speak first. They learn rules later. They learn by doing, not by studying. So I made a promise to myself. I will stop trying to be perfect. I will stop worrying about mistakes. I will stop memorizing. I will do something different. I didn't know exactly what to do next, but I knew one thing. I needed a new way, a natural way. That day was the beginning of a big change in my English journey. I felt excited again. I felt curious. I wanted to learn English like a child learns their first words, not with stress, but with smiles. Of course, I didn't become fluent in one day. Change takes time. But this new idea gave me something powerful, a new mindset. Instead of asking, how can I study more? I asked, how can I enjoy learning? Instead of thinking, I must speak perfectly, I thought, I just want to speak. And that changed everything. In the next chapter, I will share exactly what I did. I will tell you my simple way to learn English, the same way children learn their first language. No grammar rules, no pressure, just simple actions that work. If you ever felt stuck like me, if you studied and studied but still couldn't speak, then this method might help you too. Let's discover it together. Chapter 2. My simple way. Learn like a child. After my aha moment in the park, I made one big decision. I will stop learning English like a student. I will start learning English like a child. At first, this idea felt strange. I was an adult. I had gone to school. I was used to books, grammar, and exams. But when I looked at how children learn their first language, I saw something very powerful and very simple. Babies don't study grammar. They don't memorize vocabulary lists. They don't worry about making mistakes. What do? They listen. They copy. They repeat. And they do this every single day. So I asked myself, what if I do the same? What if I stop worrying about perfect English and just copy the way babies learn their first words? That's when I created my simple method. It has only 3 parts. 1. Listen a lot. Babies hear language all the time. Their parents talk to them. They hear sounds, words, and emotions every day. 2. They don't understand everything, but they keep listening. And slowly, they begin to recognize words. So I did the same. I stopped focusing on textbooks. I started listening to real English every day. I listened to simple podcasts for English learners. I watched videos with easy conversations. I listened to people speak, not to understand everything, but to get used to the sounds and rhythm of English. At first, I didn't understand much, but I kept listening. I didn't give up. And slowly, something amazing happened. I started to understand more. I started to feel the language. I could hear where one word ended and the next word started. English started to feel more natural, like music in my ears. 2. Repeat naturally. Babies don't just listen, they also copy. They repeat what they hear. They say the same word again and again, and they learn by doing it many times. So I began to repeat English sentences I heard. I didn't repeat them like a robot. I repeated them like a child, with feeling, with voice, with emotion. For example, if I heard, I'm going to the store, I would pause and say, I'm going to the store. I'm going to the store. I'm going to the store. I repeated until it felt natural. I didn't write it down. I didn't try to memorize it. I just said it again and again, out loud, until it became part of me. This practice helped me speak faster. It helped me remember phrases without thinking. I was not studying. I was speaking. 3. Speak without fear. Children are not afraid to speak. They make mistakes all the time, but they don't care. They laugh, they try again, and they keep talking. So I tried to be brave like a child. I stopped worrying about grammar. I stopped trying to speak perfectly. I just spoke. Sometimes I talked to myself. Sometimes I talked to a friend. Sometimes I even talked to the mirror. In the beginning, I made many mistakes. But slowly, I made progress. My sentences got longer. My words came faster. I felt more confident. One day, something very special happened. I was speaking to a friend, and I realized I wasn't translating in my head anymore. Before, I used to think in my language first. Then I would translate into English. Then I would speak. It was slow and difficult. But this time, the words came directly in English. I didn't stop to think. I didn't change the sentence in my mind. I just spoke. It felt amazing. This was the moment I knew. My new way was working. I was starting to think in English, not perfectly, not fluently, but naturally. That was the big turning point. When you stop translating, everything becomes easier. You speak faster. You understand more. You enjoy the process. How did I do it? By listening every day, by repeating what I heard, by speaking without fear, and by doing this again and again, just like a child. If you are learning English, I want you to know this. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to study all the time. You just need to follow the natural way. In the next chapter, I'll show you how I made English part of my daily life, in small, easy ways. I'll share my real routine and how I stayed motivated even when progress felt slow. You don't have to live in an English-speaking country. You don't need expensive classes. You just need the right habit and the right attitude. Chapter 3. What I did for 30 days. And how it changed. My English, after learning to listen like a child, repeat with feeling, and speak without fear, I decided to test this method for real. No books, no exams, no grammar rules, just one simple goal: practice English every day for 30 days. It didn't matter how perfect I was. It didn't matter how much I did. What mattered was this: do something small every single day. So I made a 30-day challenge for myself, by myself. Here's what I did, step by step. Step 1. 10 minutes of listening every morning. Every morning, before I checked my phone, I opened YouTube or a podcast app and played something simple in English. I didn't look for difficult English. I didn't try to understand every word. I looked for easy English, slow English, clear English. Sometimes I listened to a short story. Sometimes it was a simple podcast about daily life. I listened while brushing my teeth. I listened while making breakfast. And I didn't stop the audio when I didn't understand. I just kept listening. At first, my brain felt tired, but after 4 to 5 days, I noticed something. I could catch more words, and after 1 week, I started to enjoy it. Step 2. Shadowing. Speak with the voice. After listening, I chose one short part, maybe 30 seconds, and did something powerful. It's called shadowing. Shadowing means Listen and speak at the same time. You become the voice. So I played a sentence and tried to copy it. Not just the words, but the speed, the tone, the feeling. If the speaker said, "I'm going to the market," I would repeat, "I'm going to the market," at the exact same speed, rhythm, and emotion. It felt strange at first, but soon it became fun, like singing a song in English. I shadowed 1 or 2 sentences every day. I didn't try to be perfect. I just tried to match the sound. This helped me learn natural pronunciation, not just the words, but how people say the words. Step 3. Talk to myself. Next, I started talking to myself in English. Yes, just me and my voice. I talked while walking. I talked in front of the mirror. I talked while washing dishes. I said simple things like, "I'm making tea. It's cold today. I need to go shopping later." I didn't wait for a perfect sentence. I just said whatever came to mind. Sometimes I used the words I heard in podcasts. Sometimes I created new ones. The point was to keep speaking. This practice built my confidence. It helped me feel free. No one was listening. No one was judging. Step 4. No pressure, no tests. For 30 days, I followed one big rule. No grammar books, no vocabulary lists, no tests. This was my time to relax and enjoy English. I didn't correct every mistake. I didn't look up every word. I let English come into my life naturally. I focused on feeling, not on perfection. This made learning fun. I actually wanted to keep going. Small wins, big changes. During these 30 days, something beautiful happened. On day 6, I understood a whole podcast without pausing. On day 12, I said a long sentence clearly and felt proud. On day 19, I noticed I was thinking in English while walking. On day 25, I spoke with a friend in English and didn't feel nervous. These were small wins, but each one gave me power. I started smiling after practice. I felt good about my progress. English didn't feel scary anymore. It felt like a part of me. The big moment. Then, on day 30, I sat down, took a deep breath, and said something out loud. English is mine now. I didn't mean I was perfect. I didn't mean I was fluent. I meant I owned my learning. I didn't feel like a student anymore. I felt like a real English speaker, learning in my own way. This one sentence changed everything, because if I could do this in 30 days, so can you. You can do it too. You don't need a teacher. You don't need a classroom. You don't even need a perfect plan. All you need is a small routine and the courage to begin. Listen every day. Shadow what you hear. Speak to yourself. Forget perfection. Focus on feeling. Do this for 30 days and your English will change. In the next chapter, I'll show you how I kept going after the 30 days, how I built strong habits and stayed motivated. Because this is not just a challenge, it's a lifestyle. Chapter 4. Keep it simple and never stop. So you've made it through 30 days. You've listened, you've shadowed, you've spoken, you've felt the change in your confidence and your mind. Now what? You keep going, but not by working harder, not by adding pressure. You keep going by keeping it simple and never stopping. Simple is better than perfect. One big lesson I learned on this journey: simple is better than perfect. When I tried to learn too much, I felt tired. When I tried to be perfect, I felt afraid. But when I focused on small, easy steps, I felt free. You don't need to study 5 hours a day. You don't need to memorize 100 words a week. Just keep doing the small things that work. Listen to something you enjoy. Shadow for a few minutes. Speak out loud every day. If you do these 3 things, your English will grow. Slowly, naturally, and powerfully. Consistency beats talent. People often ask me, but what if I'm not smart? What if I'm not good at languages? Here's my answer. You don't need talent. You need time. The secret to learning English is not being a genius. It's being consistent. I've met people who were shy, quiet, and slow at the beginning, but they kept going. And now, they speak English with confidence. I've also met people who were fast learners, but they quit after 2 weeks. Guess what? They didn't improve. So remember, it's not about how fast you are. It's about how long you stay. Make English a habit. How do you keep going? Make English a habit, like brushing your teeth. You don't think, should I brush my teeth today? You just do it. The same can happen with English. Here are 3 tips to help you build the habit. 1. Connect English with something you already do. Listen to English while cooking, walking, or commuting. 2. Keep your tools ready. Save easy English videos or podcasts on your phone. Keep a list of favorite content. 3. Don't skip 2 days in a row. 1 day off is okay. 2 days becomes a pattern. Keep your streak alive. What if I make mistakes? Let me tell you something important. Mistakes are not the problem. Stopping is the problem. Every English speaker makes mistakes. Native speakers make mistakes. I still make mistakes. Mistakes are proof that you are trying. They are signs of progress. If you wait to speak perfect English, you will wait forever. So speak with mistakes. Learn from them. Smile and keep going. What if I'm shy? It's okay to be shy. You don't need to speak on stage. You don't need to speak in front of 100 people. Start small. Talk to yourself in English. Record your voice. Read a short text out loud. Join an online group where you feel safe. Speaking is a skill. Confidence grows with practice. Day by day, you'll feel less shy and more sure of yourself. What if I forget words? This is normal. Forgetting is part of learning. Even in your own language, you sometimes forget words. Don't let this stop you. Here's what you can do. Use simple words you remember. Describe the meaning if you forget a word. Write down words you hear often. Use the word in a sentence to help remember it. Most importantly, keep listening and keep speaking. Your brain will remember more and more with time. The final message. Let me say it again. Mistakes are not the problem. Stopping is the problem. You can forget words. You can make grammar errors. You can feel shy, but don't stop. Keep it simple. Keep it small. Keep it daily. This is how I made English a part of my life. Not just for 30 days, but for good. And you can too. Now you know my simple way to learn English. It helped me speak with confidence, and I believe it can help you too. Start today. Don't wait for the perfect time. Just begin. And if you found this video helpful, please like it, comment below, and tell me your favorite tip. Subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Let's keep learning together. I'll see you in the next video.